Welcome to Paleo with Pals. I'm here with one of my nearest and dearest. I can't even speak and I haven't had a drink yet. This is Lexi, sexy Lexi, legs 11 Lexi, lovely Lexi.
Yeah, love it all.
She is amazing and has been very supportive of my paleo journey because you had your own journey yourself.
Yes. So I have, after 3 of my children had an overactive thyroid. So with thyroid, they tell you to avoid gluten or cut it out altogether. So I started doing that and realized that actually I felt a lot better not eating any gluten. And also that it was quite easy to cook without it. So I just stuck to it. So I'm paleo by default, I guess.
Lexi has just had her 5th child.
Yes.
Beautiful little.
She's over there. She might start screaming.
She's just lying there. And she's 4 months old. Look at this. Amazing, amazing. So what are we cooking today?
So this I make for dinner parties, either as a starter in a bigger portion, or I make small portions and serve it as canapé. And it's an Asian tuna in a lettuce cup with a Lexi dressing, which again is Asian inspired, which I will show you how to make, which is delicious.
And the Lexi dressing, I think once we put it out there, I think we might have to like patent it.
Yeah, I mean,
copyright
we may
something.
have to. Something's gonna have to happen. Just remember Lexi sauce. Watch the space. So.
Tell me what we do, what we buy, what we need.
Okay, so my top tips that I just have to say, one is, because I actually do cook a lot, is have a great knife. Like I truly, truly believe this is the key to enjoying cooking. Tip number 2 is always have fun serving platters, because I, again, like to have people over for dinner. I like to serve stuff for my friends. I cook because I like it when people enjoy themselves, and I think part of it is that it has to look fun and pretty and accessible.
Absolutely.
And 3 is always have a few of these jars, whether you reuse something or recycle something, or you can buy them on Amazon. Mm-hmm. They're just great to have to make sauces, and then if you take the effort to make something, make enough that you have extra. So then you don't get bored, because people often don't cook because they're like, oh, I can't be bothered. But if you make a big batch, use it again.
Oh, I like that.
And one last thing I'll say for the sharpening thing, I was talking about the knife skills. Don't get a complicated knife sharpener. Just have one of these like old school things, because then it's really easy to just.
Do you know what?
Let's try it.
My dad was a butcher. Tell me if this is right, yeah? He was.
There you go.
How often do you have to do that?
Not very often, but it's just you know, people get all these fancy machines and stuff, and then you just don't want to do it. Whereas that takes 2 seconds, and then you're golden. This is baby jam lettuce, but you can choose whatever you like for lettuce. This is my canapé version. So you pick whichever part of the lettuce you like, lay them out. So all you do to start with is just the lettuce, and then the tuna is going to simply be seared. Another tip: always get good quality stuff, because you know you can keep it pretty simple if it's good quality. Yes. You don't have to do a lot to it if it's like
Absolutely.
I'm really picky about fish and like sustainable fish and kind of, you know, line caught and not farmed and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
you know,
very
preferably,
important.
you know, be good to the environment and be good to your body.
Okay, so should we do the sauce first?
Yeah, we can do the sauce first.
Okay.
So like I said, a jar, and I'm not giving you exact measurements right now. So you want to put, the main ingredient is tamari, not soy sauce. Why tamari?
It's gluten-free.
Gluten-free soy sauce. Tamari, for those who didn't know. It tastes exactly the same, but no gluten. And then you take a little bit of toasted sesame oil. You can get a plain lighter one. The toasted one I find much better because it's a lot
because
deeper.
of the flavor.
Yeah, it's much deeper flavor. So like probably about, let me guess what this is. This is probably about 2 tablespoons. And I'm doing lots of shortcuts because I am a mother of 5. That's what I do. But sometimes if you have time to cook, you don't need to use these shortcuts. So I would normally use fresh lime, but I forgot to buy lime, so I'm going to use lime juice. So actually do use fresh lime.
So just squeeze fresh lime like
So you
that.
want to squeeze probably 2 limes in here, but because I didn't have any, I'm using lime juice. So if you're in a real pickle, it tastes really good anyway. So if you're in a real pickle, you have pre-squeezed lime juice. Let's say about 2 tablespoons or two limes. So like, you know, generous amounts. Non-Asian ingredient, but actually stronger. Like I usually would use mirin, which is a rice vinegar, but actually I find that sometimes a little bit of red wine vinegar goes really well, just because you want the whole thing about Asian cooking is the balance of salty. Do you know this? Of course, salty, sweet. Salty, sweet, and sour. I just tried different versions and I thought it was better with a little bit of red wine vinegar. Don't know why. So you give it, you know, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
That's about 3 tablespoons.
No, that was like 3 teaspoons.
Oh,
we'll go with whatever.
I'm just gonna have a little champagne, which is mine.
Me too. Cheers to that. You should always drink champagne when you cook. Probably why I don't measure, actually. Another top tip, if you have to choose something other than fresh, always do flash frozen, because it's just quick and it's still got the goodness in it. It doesn't take out all the goodness. And so it's ginger chopped for you and then flash frozen. So
just remember, mother of 5, okay?
Mother of 5. And
I would probably recommend you do, especially if you've got the time, do the fresh.
Definitely, always fresh. Fresh ingredients are so much better, always. Let's say 2 tablespoons of ginger. I will actually really think about this for you.
Yeah, you
because I can
to.
tell you're having a panic attack here.
Yeah, because I just couldn't do
feel
this.
I can feel the panic.
This is why I have friends like this that are so accommodating and just know what they're doing.
So you want garlic. So you want to have about, I'm doing it in cloves. I would be really generous and do 3 cloves. Some people don't like garlic. Don't forget, if it's completely fresh, it's a lot stronger than if it's puree. So in this case, I'm going to do about 1.5 teaspoons if you're doing the puree kind. And if you're doing real, I would do 1.5 cloves, maybe 2 if you're a garlic lover. Very important to balance out all these flavors. You need honey.
Yes.
So I am a real honey obsessive person. Again, I always think you should get honey locally because it's better for bees, and my husband's in renewable energy, so he'll tell you all about that. I have like real honey flavors that I like. When I cook, you actually just want a little bit of sweetness, and you don't want a really strong flavor, so I like chestnut honey or whatever, but that in Asian cooking doesn't go well. So just go with a simple squeezy honey. So you want to, let me do it in your language, 3 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons.
Okay.
In fact, I'll do a little extra because that just, yeah, I know that you like, good honey is less sweet, so you would probably do a little bit more, but you don't want it to be too sweet, you don't want too much sugar, that's not the point of this. Another ingredient that I often add, and I don't have it, coriander. Coriander is a big ingredient in Asian cooking. It's one of my favorite herbs. Some people hate it, some people love it, so one of the reasons I probably forgot it is because I have a lot of friends who hate it.
Yeah.
So I often am sensitive to that.
So do I actually. I love it. I love it, but I have friends that just don't.
Do you know why this is?
Why?
Apparently, it's a top tip. Apparently you have an enzyme that some people have and some people don't. And if you have that enzyme, you break down the coriander and it tastes good to you. And if you don't have the enzyme, or maybe it's the other way around, then it tastes like soap. It's got a horrible taste. So it tastes different. The people who say I hate coriander, it doesn't taste the way it tastes to the people who love it.
Okay, so they really do hate it.
Yeah, they really hate it. So you shake it up. That's why you like these jars, because it's really annoying having a bowl and trying to deal with it and whatever. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Then I'm going to say chili to taste, because everyone has different chili.
Are you going to chop it or just put it in?
So I like it whole because I think it looks pretty when you're scooping it out to have whole chilies.
Okay.
Some people probably would want to chop it small. So again, your choice, your call. I just think it looks pretty in the jar. So that's just because I'm a designer. So I'm going to put in
6, I'm counting, 7,
8 slices, favorite number.
Yes.
Always good luck. And I'm going to chuck a few spring onions in because I feel like it. And you can change this up. You don't like spring onion, don't put spring onion in. It's up to whatever you feel like. A tiny dash more vinegar because it just needs a tiny bit more of a kick.
Oh, that is so good.
It's really good on the salad.
I forgot how good it was.
That's that. So you let the sauce just kind of...
Is the Lexi sauce?
Lexi sauce done.
Lexi Asian sauce? What do you
Yeah,
call
it's
it?
a Lexi Asian sauce, spicy Asian sauce. I'm all into I'm a condiment fan, as you know.
Now tuna, really simple.
Okay. So I'm taking great quality tuna, as I was saying, and then I'm just coating it in sesame seeds. So really simple. You don't need anything on it because the fattiness of the tuna lets it, makes them stick. You don't need to like faff around. And then you squish it in a little bit so that they adhere, and then you flip it and a few more. Don't put too many sesame seeds on because sometimes it gets a little bit over. The tuna's quite sort of rich, so you don't want to like go crazy. Just a little bit for a bit of crunch. Okay, so now we're about to sear the tuna for our lovely lettuce leaves. Don't try this at home with the baby. Whatever oil you like. Some people are very funny. What do you cook with a certain oil, Cal?
Coconut oil, mostly.
Okay, so I love Italian food as well, and I often cook with olive oil. I know that some people say you shouldn't, but I think whatever kind of cooking you're doing, you should use the oil. So I'm going to use a little bit of sesame oil because it goes along with the Asian theme, and because it's right here. But good oils.
Is that the toasted?
Yeah, toasted again. And good oils to use for this, if you don't feel like using sesame oil or you don't like sesame oil, is you can use like a garlic infused olive oil or a chili infused olive oil or a ginger infused olive oil. They've got all these like yummy infused olive oils, which you can do yourself. Griddle pan, great for tuna because it looks pretty and it's just a nice way of cooking it. I really believe in the griddle pan. So good trick with tuna is add it to the pan when the pan's really hot, because if it's good quality, you don't want it to be too cooked. And if you put it on a warm pan, then it will get cooked all the way through.
And how long each side?
So I like it quite rare and it's quite thin, so I'm probably going to do about 2 minutes on each side. Okay. Depending on how rare you like it. Some people, if my husband could choose, he would do it for about 30 seconds. He likes it basically rare. So I'm waiting for 2 seconds for it to heat up, and then as soon as I feel like it's getting a little bit hotter, hot heat, high heat, so you just whack it on. You want to hear, hopefully, this is the noise you want to hear. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a searing, sizzling-ish sound.
Yes.
And you know that the pan is nice and hot. So just try to get the oil spread around a little bit. And then what I often do is I put any kind of lid on top, just to push it down a little bit, keep the heat inside. I'll hold it with my one hand. You should be able to flip it pretty easily, okay?
Oh, that looks good.
I'll push it down a little bit because you really want to get those marks. It's pretty. Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way.
Right.
Okay, there you go. You push it down a little bit. You like those sear marks, they're pretty. Just taking the tuna off, which I seared for about 2 minutes on each side. It keeps cooking, so I'm worried that I may have overdone it. But hopefully not. But it was a thin piece of tuna, so you know, sometimes that happens. This for me is a bit too cooked. But that looks pretty, that's better. These are the good bits. So yeah, we'll use those bits.
This gives the meaning multitasking a whole new life. You're amazing.
You can cook it with a baby, you can cook it, I mean, anyone can do this. That's how easy it really is. So then, this is the fun bit, which is just the assembly bit.
Okay, can I help you with it?
Yes, you can. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take whatever piece of tuna you like. I don't actually usually put, I usually do about one, but you can, whatever you like, you can load it up, you can do, hey.
Oh, I love this.
Is he grumpy?
You know I'm going to.
You're gonna be my first guinea pig.
Oh,
Sorry. There you go. That's what you're gonna do while you're. That's why by the time people arrive to our dinner parties, I'm like, I'm not hungry anymore because I eat it all. It's like, oh. Okay, so you make it look pretty because you know it's all about feasting with your eyes.
Yeah, you're very good at that. You're so visual.
Yeah, I really believe in that. So then you take a little sprinkle of spring onion if you like it
on each one.
Yeah. So like maybe 2 or 3 just because it looks pretty.
Okay.
And normally I would have a bit of coriander. Remember that.
Oh,
normally. Yeah. And I usually put one little chili thing on each because I like the color contrast. It's a big thing for me. So I
just like in the middle, or just throw it, or wherever it lands.
Yeah, just because you want a little punch of color, and then people can either like it or love it. And then I add a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds. As Cal knows, I have a big thing with salad and crunch, so I always add a little bit of some kind of seed.
How many?
So I would just do a little pinch like that. Last little touch, again for color and just for crunch, is pomegranate seeds. Also adds a little bit of natural sweetness, which is really
just a few
important.
Again. Like this?
So, yeah.
See, I'm just not confident with, and a bit of this. I'm very, how many? How many do we do here?
6 pomegranate seeds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.5 pomegranate seeds is what we need.
This is why I have wonderful friends that can cook like this. It's so inspiring.
And then the famous Lexi dressing. Oh. So give it a good shake.
Oh,
shake. And then again, if you're doing it as a dinner party thing, remember people are going to be nibbling it, so you probably want to serve with napkins, but just try to get it on the tuna because the tuna will soak it up. It's porous. So if I'm doing it to hand around, if you do it on a salad, you can be more generous with the sauce. But like I said, just if you're handing it around like this, hand it with napkins. That's why the lettuce is there to catch most of the.
So hungry. I need to eat this.
You are going to be my first trier.
Oh, I just want to. Okay, can I?
Yeah, do it. And you can be honest. No, you lie.
Okay. Can you see that?
So that is the tuna Lexi sauce lettuce.
Okay.
Lexi lettuce, tuna. I don't know. What are we going to do? So it's messy. That's the only. So. Yeah, it's a winner.
It's so good.
And like, you know what, people tend to like it no matter whether they like fish or not. It's a good. I think it's pretty good too. I must say, I'm not gonna lie. To the tuna champagne canapé.
Paleo with Pals.
Yes. And babies.
Thanks so much to Lexi for hosting us in her beautiful home today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more videos on Paleo with Pals, click on this video here. And I think you might also like this.